Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you saw by the title, I'll be ranking all of my eyeshadow palettes. Every single one of my eyeshadow palettes. I don't have that many. I have 15 eyeshadow palettes right here. I do have like some other things that I'd like to mention. Like I have some empty palettes that I'm not including in this ranking, but they do have other eyeshadow palettes inside of them, if that makes sense. I'll talk about them in a little bit. I also am getting 2 new eyeshadow palettes in the mail. Obviously they don't count because I haven't used them, but those are coming too. For right now, I just wanted to do this before, before I just didn't get the chance to do it because I'm so excited. It was really hard to pick which ones, which ones I love the most and which ones I love the least, I guess, because I was sitting here and I knew my top 3 easy, top 6 easy, give or take. Like number 5 and number 6 were kind of split back and forth. I was like, I don't know, yes. So the first 6 were like pretty set in stone. The bottom, the rest of them, girl. Took me way too long. I was like, which one would I buy first if I lost them all? Well, if someone stole this, which one would I be the most mad about? Like, it took so much contemplating. It was crazy. But I'm so glad to be filming this video. So excited. Let me know your favorite eyeshadows down below. Subscribe, please, if you want to see more of these kinds of videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more of these. Let's just get started. I did want to mention, so I do have, like I mentioned, I have 2 empty like kind of palettes in here. In here are like Jaclyn Hill shades, Subculture shades in here, Juvia's Place eyeshadows from one of their palettes. I have those in here, and then some other random singles. And then in this single one, I have actually my Dream Sheet palette and some Subculture shades. I'm not going to count these because, first of all, right now I'm just really mad at my Dream Sheet palette because I've been trying to pan it and I don't know, I don't have a valid opinion on this anymore because I've been trying so hard to pan it that it's starting to frustrate me, and it just gives me all the bad feels right now. So it's like, I don't even want to talk about it. So that one I'm not really counting, especially because now they count as my singles, really. And then I'm obviously not going to count my like Jaclyn Hill palette or my Subculture palette, which are all kind of dispersed in here because I don't have the full palettes of them anymore. Also wanted to mention, so like I said earlier, I got 2 new palettes, but this is the newest one prior to those 2 palettes. This is In the Palm of Your Hand, Greatest Hits Volume 2 palette. This is actually a face and eye palette. I'm not including this again because it is both a face and eye palette, and I feel like I love this idea of a palette. I love this palette. I haven't used the shadows though enough to have a valid opinion on them to place them somewhere in my collection. Right now I'm just in love with it, but I've only used this eyeshadow shade, so I really have no opinion on the other 3. And like I've used some of the face shades and stuff like that, and I love them, but because this is my eyeshadows, I felt like, hey, let me not include this one because I don't have a valid opinion so far. Those are a couple things that I wanted to mention. Now let's go with the ranking. We are going to go from like, I guess, least to favorite. I said 15 earlier, but I was including this one in my 15 eyeshadow palettes. I actually have 14 in the lineup, so just so you know, so you're not confused when I only count 14 and then I said 15. So just so you're not confused, we are going to start again from the bottom, which would be number 14. We're going to go all the way up to number uno. If you guys know number 1, please comment it down below because I've said it a lot of times. I've said it so many times on this channel. I feel like people should know at this point, but so comment below if you think that you know. I'm not even gonna give you a hint. Just try. So starting us off with the back, number 14, like I just said, this is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. See, I just want to mention all these palettes I love dearly. That's why they're still here and they're still in my collection. I've gotten rid of so many eyeshadow palettes. I've gotten rid of palettes that I got last month, the month before, BoxyCharm, Ipsy. I gotten rid of so many palettes. This one just always sticks it through because it's just such a perfect palette. The mirror is gorgeous. These shades are just stunning. I've been getting a lot more singles recently, so I can't wait to do a Shop My Stash and kind of pull this in my singles with it. But I love the formula. Everything about it is great. It's just, I just don't reach for it too much because it's all mattes. Heck, I barely reach for it ever. Because it's all mattes, and then it's like these 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of shades are just very not my speed. I'm only going to use really these 3 shades here, and like the matte shades over here are going to get used, and this shade gets used sometimes, but really that's it. I don't use enough in this palette for it to be like a staple everyday palette. The all mattes is not for me. It's just not for me. I need a shimmer. I need a beautiful shimmer in there. Alright, and then next on the spectrum, which is a close, these two kind of went back and forth for a little bit. This is the Tarte BU Naturally eyeshadow palette. The reason why I kind of went back and forth is because I literally only used this once, and I think I did like a was it Ipsy? I think I did like a BoxyCharm try-on or something. Literally all I did it once. This is one of the shadows in here, right here on my hand. They're just beautiful. Everything about this screams beautiful to me, and I just want to use it so bad. I feel like it's so natural that I didn't really wear it over the summer, so I really don't have a good enough opinion. School just started and stuff like that. I feel like I just don't have a good enough opinion on it to make it like a higher favorite. It is just beautiful to me. The reason why it beats this one is the Urban Decay, because it does have shimmers in it, and they just speak to me. They speak to my soul. This palette just really speaks to my soul. All right, next, number 12. 12? Yeah. I think number 12 is this ColourPop Ooh La La palette. I love these ColourPop 9-pin palettes. They're just, this color scheme in this one is just not an everyday thing. I just am not using it too often. I love this shade, and I love these 2 shades up here. Oh my gosh, those are probably the best 3 shades in this entire palette. I love those shades. It's just, I'm not reaching for it. I'm not doing pinks every single day. I did over the spring a little bit, but that was really it. I just have to force myself to use it. I'll do it in a Shop My Stash maybe soon. But so I love them. The formula is great and all. It's just I'm not wearing pinks every day. So it's not a palette that I don't like enough to get rid of it, obviously. But it's just not one I use enough for it to be, I don't know, a number 1. I do love the shade Poodle though up there, and this one down here. They're just so... they're stunning. I just don't use them. That was a really bad swatch. They're stunning. I just don't use them enough to say it's a favorite. Like the shimmers in here are just like, this shimmer up here is chunky. Tickled up here is a chunky shimmer. This one in the middle is just kind of random. When I'm doing pinks, I'm not going to go for gold, really. This pink is nice. This shimmer pink is nice. They're just, I don't know. It's just not number 1. Basically, the quality's good, and I recommend this if you think you're gonna wear pinks a lot, or if you love playing with pinks. When I'm playing with other shadows, I think I go more red than I go pink, and even though I love this palette, it's just not something I'm gonna use all the time, or I love that much to use all the time, you know. All right, next is actually funny. This is the This one I have to stick to what I made because I know that I thought it through. This is the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette. This is number 11, and I know I just said I love experimenting with reds. And this palette, honestly, I do come up with some beautiful, beautiful looks with this palette. I've used this shade. It's super nice. I feel like, though, this palette is just... I don't know what it is. The other palettes I just love more. This one I'll pull out like once a month, maybe even once every 2 months, and do one look with it and then be like, boom, like, yeah, it's stunning look. It's just not a realistic palette. Like, I don't wear this to class. I would never wear this to class unless it's like this shade and this white shade, and that's it. But that's literally it. So I love this palette. I love the formula and stuff like that. I really wish I got a different color scheme in this formula, because I really love the formula. I like how small it is. It's just super nice palette. The color scheme is not one that I wear enough for it to be a favorite, you know. This shade is nice. All the shimmers in here are nice. They're not like super out of this world. I have shimmers that are just as good from the drugstore, but see, they're like basic shimmers, and I do like this palette. I just feel like, again, the color scheme is just not one that I use often enough. Or really, if I lost this palette, the bottom like kind of 5, which I'll talk about the next one in a second, but the bottom 5, if I lost them, they probably would not be the ones that I run out to find again or to buy again, if at all, you know. Would I miss it? Maybe once when I really want to do something creative, but then I could just dip into a different palette, you know. So kinda, you know, so it just stays down there. All right, next is the BH Cosmestible. I was saying Festival and Cosmetics, so that's what I mixed. So next is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. So it has 20 shadows in it. It comes with a nice mirror, and it looks like this. This palette is literally beautiful. I just don't wear it enough. Again, it's kind of like the same kind of thing. It's just these colors are nice, and I like the colors in here, and they're beautiful. They go on nice, everything about it. It's just like I use this palette really when I'm in a show, and that's basically it. And it works really great when I'm doing that, but that's literally it. Even though they have some nice, like Escape up here is a nice shade. They have some wearable shades here that I could wear to like class and stuff. I'm not gonna reach into the colorful palette for those two brown shades, you know? And even like this shade is beautiful again, but I'm not gonna reach into a colorful palette for that one shade that is like wearable to class, you know? So I don't know, this might be one that in the future I just kind of take apart and kind of rearrange in my own way, that I think I'm gonna put more wearable shades on one palette and then put all the colorful shades in another palette. I might have to do that because like this one's a nice and wearable shade. It's just like again, I'm not gonna reach into this palette for it, and the quality's nice. The formula and stuff, it's not my favorite formula. I do have formulas that I like a lot more. Elf for one has a formula that I just like more than this one. So it is nice, but it's not the best formula ever. The shadows are kind of dry, but oh, this is, I haven't even touched this shade at all. That's a pretty shade. Again, like see, like this I might just have to take apart and kind of separate the shades that are nice, that I could wear on every day, and then the ones that I couldn't. But yeah, that's why it's kind of not low. But again, would I run out and purchase this? Probably not, unless I like absolutely needed it. But you'll see, like I used this orange for a show, which another day I might have said, hey, I need this to buy this palette for this orange shade or just for the colors. But I do have a palette that I'll mention later on that has more colors in it that I just like more. So I don't know. This one is one, again, I can't pull the trigger and get rid of it. That's why it's still in my collection, because I feel like I need it now that I have it. But like if it was gone, would I miss it? Not really. Yes, palette number 9 here is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Opposite, well, e.l.f. Cosmetics, wow, it's the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. Now, this one honestly was in the running for the bottom 5, and that's just because I don't know what it is, but I don't reach for this palette. But I love the formula. Again, I love e.l.f.'s formula. This shade up here is I went in on for a while now. The shade Bold and the shade Clever are like my favorite shades of life. I feel like, again, this is another palette that I might just have to depot, and then I'll use the shades a little bit more, because those are just stunning. I love those shades. And the formula is just creamy. It's very, very nice, but I just don't reach for it. I think it might be because, like, if this was a small palette right here, if these 9 shades were in a 9-shade palette, and then these 9 shades were in another palette, I would probably use it more. I think it's the size of this. I just don't use this, a bigger palette like this often. That's why I think that's why both of these were kind of like, I should just depot them, because I feel like it's too much to look at when you're looking at this whole thing, especially it being half warm tones, half cool tones. You're kind of confused, or maybe I'm just confused on an everyday basis. I only dip into this palette if I know I want to use the shade Clever or the shade Bold, or even the shade like Spicy, or like these two pops right here. That's really it I reach for this palette into. That's the only reasons why I reach into this palette. But again, it's another palette that I love so much that I cannot get rid of yet. And the cool tones are just, I'm not going to dip into the cool tones a lot. I'm not a cool tone kind of gal, but I feel like it makes it easy enough. Like, Marissa, why are you not using it? Because it makes cool tones so easy by putting them right here for you. So I don't know, maybe I should try splitting the pans or something like that, and I might reach for it a little bit more. But I do love the quality of these shadows, and I love the idea behind it, especially the Opposites Attract. That's just so cute, you know? All right, palette number 8 is the ColourPop Main Squeeze Eyeshadow Palette. Again, another one that I had trouble with. Do I put it in the bottom 5? Where do I put this one? I love this palette, and I love these reds in here. And you may think it's kind of similar to the Huda Beauty one, but this one, they're very, very different. And this, the ColourPop one, this is the Huda Beauty, this is the ColourPop one. The ColourPop one is way, way, way more wearable. That's why I feel like I ranked it higher, because I feel like I can wear this to class and to work and stuff like that, and it be okay. That shade, what did I just shade? Oh, the swatch, what did I just swatch? That middle shade, I don't really love that shade. I'm not going to use it, and I'm not going to really use that shade either. But the mattes in here are just so stunning. I love the mattes in here. I think ColourPop does mattes really, really right. Like the shade Seed Money is beautiful, beautiful. The shade Froze is beautiful. Big Gulp, Red Bottoms, stunning, stunning shades in here. They're so beautiful. I love them. It's just I'm not wearing reds every day. I don't know. I like a good I like small palettes like this. This is a good size as well. I think like from this smaller, I really love, but I feel like it needs to just be a little bit more versatile. I know like ColourPop themes their eyeshadow palettes somewhere, so why would you pick up the pink and red one if you're not going to use it every day? But it's kind of something you just learn over time. Like, hey, I love those shades, but I'm not going to wear them all in the same palette too often. So that's why this one's ranked. It's not super low. It's in the middle because I love the formula and I love the shades in here. The mattes are just stunning. But it is just, I just don't wear it too often, you know. But a great purchase, a great summer purchase. All right, and then now we're getting up to the kind of higher ones. This next one, this is the last one before we get into like where it was like kind of super easy just to know which ones were my favorite. But this is the Los Angeles Party Animal palette, and this is the one I was talking about where I have that orange in there that I don't really need this palette for anymore, the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I feel like this one is just small, compact, but it's still super colorful, and it's like, how did that happen? But this is what I like. I like a more small, compact eyeshadow palette that gives you can look at it and I can get tons of different looks out of this, like tons is an understatement, because you can just do blue eye, you can do blue pink, you can blue whatever. There's so many combinations you can do with this eyeshadow palette. That's why I love it, and they won't even look similar because they're all different colors. That's why I love it, and the formula is good. I like this formula of eyeshadow. I don't know what Los Angeles does, but I love all of her formulas, and I don't know. I love this palette, I do, and I got really a lot of hate on it, and I really thought hard. I was like, do I love this? Because I don't use it often, because I don't do colors often, but when I do, I want this palette, you know? So, it kind of goes like this one. I love this palette, but when I want to do colorful looks, I want this Party Animal palette. I don't necessarily want this one as much as I want the Party Animal one. So, I don't know, this one just really does something to my soul that I love. I love it. Alright, so number 6 is this Los Angeles Cat's Pajama palette. I don't know what it is. Again, like I said, I love her formula. I love this palette. Although it is a bigger palette, I do like it. Obviously, it's not top 5 because I feel like some of the shades, like this shade, Scatterbrain, was just a dud. I don't like the shade Quirky because it does nothing, and then out the others kind of the same as Quirky, and they're both do nothing shades. Like they're shimmers, but they're so deep that I don't want them on my lid all the time or ever really. I like a lighter shade on the lid, so I'll wear in one ear a lot because I love that shade. These mattes up here are just stunning. I love this shade too. Redonkulous is just, these two are the better shimmers out of this palette. Redonkulous and In One Ear are just the nice shimmers. This one was chunky and gross, so I had to get rid of it. Okie Dokie's cool because it's just a matte shade. I mean, nothing spectacular. And then the black I don't use, but I love the formula, and these two mattes really just do it for me. I don't know what it is. It's just, they're so delicious and so buttery soft and like so blendable. I'm trying to look at a clean finger. And so blendable. I love them, and they're just so delicious. There's no other word to describe it. They're delicious. So I also really like the shade Kooky because it's like purpley, but it's not super purple that it like you only have to do a purple look. It's kind of like a little bit purple neutral, so you could do kind of go wherever you want with that shade as well. So I really love this palette. Again, quality's superb. I love this formula. I love it. One of my favorites for sure. Alright, next is this Too Faced Tickled Peach eyeshadow palette. This is number 5. And this one, honestly, I don't know. I love my other palettes more. That's why this one's not higher up. But it like hurts my heart that I can't put it higher up because I love this palette. I love how it's bite-sized. It's so little. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, this is a big pet peeve of mine. I know I like the compact, but I feel like I wish it bent back like this one. Like this one kind of bends all the way back. And it still has a mirror. I wish this one could have done that because I like that packaging better. That's me being nitpicky, but I love the shadows in here. They're great. They're blendable. This is Too Faced has a great formula that I really love. This shade I don't wear ever. This purple shade, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like matte purples because I feel like they're too dark. They're too close to black to go on my lid, I feel like. That's all in my head, but that's what I just feel like. But this matte shade is beautiful. This is beautiful. This one, oh, gorgeous. I love the shimmer shade. This shimmer shade is gorgeous. I love everything about this palette except for this purple shade, obviously. But I love everything else about this palette, and I can't even say bad things about it. I can't. There's nothing bad about this palette that I don't like. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's not one thing bad I could say about this palette. I love it so much. I do love my other ones more, clearly, but this one is just so great. I love how bite-sized it is. Oh my gosh, it's stunning. It's stunning. I feel like eventually I'll run out of creative looks with this one, obviously, because I only have 3 matte shades in here, but I like that small, kind of easy, just throw to look together and go out the door. So that's what I really love about this one. All right, so number 4. Ugh, hurts my heart because I want all of these to be number 1. All of them to be number 1, but this is the Lord Los Angeles Boss Babe palette. I freaking love this palette. I love it so much, so much, so much so that if I lost this palette right now or everything broke, I probably would go order another one because I love it so much. Deadline, perfect transition shade. This 9 to 5 is my favorite shade of life. Like, you'll see a lot of my palettes actually have this kind of shade in it because it's my favorite shade. I love it so much. It's pretty. You can put it in the outer corner and kind of just, it's like a red kind of, it's kind of like the shade I have in the inner corner now, actually. It's like not even like a red, it's like a brick kind of shade, but it's just stunning. I don't know what it is about it. It's like a more than neutral. That's what I always called it for so long. More than neutral, because it's literally what it is. I love this kind of shade. The brown is perfect because when you just want to deepen out the look and just make it more sophisticated and nice, that's kind of the shade you can use. The shade on the grind is beautiful, beautiful on the lid, in the inner corner, wherever you want it. Hustler, oh my gosh, is the best gold that I've ever tried ever, and I haven't, granted, I haven't tried this many yellow golds like this, but it's a stunning. These are the 3 shimmers in that palette, and I don't even know. Stunning. Nothing bad. Again, nothing bad to say about it. Nothing bad. Number 3 is, I love this palette so much. Now, 1, 2, and 3, for sure, I would race out. I would go to my car right now and go hunt these palettes down because I would miss them so badly if I lost them. This is the Lord Los Angeles Slay Bow palette. I live for this palette. The minute I saw it, I was like, I need that palette in my life so badly. This beautiful, oh my gosh, wish list in the middle in here. It is a little bit crumbly, but I feel like it doesn't do that on the eyes. So maybe it's just the way the shadow's made for it to work. I don't know. But it is beautiful. Oh my gosh, Jolly. I live for Jolly because it's not just a silver. It's like a purple silver that is gorgeous. And then wrapped up, I haven't used on the lid yet, but Festive, again, I haven't used on the lid yet. Stunning. And the mattes in here, Bright Lights obviously is just a neutral shade, but Cherry Chocolate, I live. This is the kind of shade. Did I put this in the outer corner today? No, I used a different shade, but this is the best. More than neutral because it just gives that extra oomph and is delicious, and I love this eyeshadow palette with a deep passion. Again, nothing to complain about. All right, and then my next palette is actually an e.l.f. palette, which is a drugstore palette. Yes, girl. Palette number 2 in second place is the e.l.f. Modern Metals palette. I don't know what it is about this palette, but I love it. These 2 shades right here are just gorgeous. I love just throwing them in the crease and calling it a day. I can add a shimmer on it. This shimmer down here is beautiful. This shimmer, let's just swatch this one. These 2 shimmers, stunning. This is a stain on my finger. But then they had this, oh my gosh. I wish they had names because then you could know what I'm talking about. But this one, and this one, just gorgeous eyeshadows. You're like, is this even drugstore? I don't know. I would pay $25 for this eyeshadow palette because it's that good. Maybe with a little bit better of packaging, just a little bit, make maybe more of like a clasp like this, instead of like the cheap kind of packaging. But either way, this stunning is beautiful. This palette is beautiful, stunning, everything you want to describe. These 2 shades, again, are delicious. They're so beautiful. I love this yellow. So nice. The formula of this, don't know what they did to this palette, but it is great. That's why I'm assuming the formulas in these 2 are very much similar. They're probably the same formula because these are their newer palettes. But I feel like just the reason why I don't like this one as much is because this one has so many shades in it that I don't know, I like something a little bit smaller, you know? Let's hurry this up. So the last palette I want to talk about here, palette number 1, let me know if you guessed it right, is my Morphe Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. I have the shade, I have my what the heck am I trying to say? I have the palette in Ring the Alarm. Ugh, it's those neutrals that are just gorgeous. I don't use this shade on camera too much, but if I wanted to, I'm sure it's just beautiful. Boom is my favorite shade ever. That's why there's a huge dip in it. I'm surprised there's not pan on it anymore, but these at all. But these two shades are just beautiful. Boom is my favorite. I love every single one of these mattes. I wish Siren was a little bit different from Framed. These two shades here, I wish that was probably my only thing, but I love Rush, I love Mugshot, I loved Frame, I love Secret too. I just don't use it a lot because obviously it's a brown, but if I'm wanting to deepen something up, this is the perfect shade to do that. I like Framed for that as well, to deepen up the outer corner. I don't love these two shades at all. I don't like them. They're weird and chunky. I don't know why they put them in there, but I love the rest of the palette enough that I still love the rest of the palette enough that this is still #1, because again, every time I put this on my eyes, it's just delicious eyeshadow that I love. I love these scrumptious shades. They're so beautiful. I love this shade here. This is Alert. Oh, I didn't mention that one. Rush, Alert, Mugshot, all of them. Beautimus. This palette has been through it because I love it so much. So much. This is my baby. So definitely those top like 6 are like all just the loves of my life. The bottom ones I love, but just not as much, you know. So that was it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was super long, but I really hope you liked seeing my eyeshadow palette collection, seeing how I'm feeling about these shades, these palettes. If you notice the palette that I just don't have anymore, it's probably because it wouldn't have even made it. That just means I didn't love it enough to stay in my collection. Couldn't even made it to the bottom 3, so got rid of those. That's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.